means they don't have to worry about like a cipher to use scatter nades. They can actually just like use it for kill potential. Okay, Heretics on defense. Apex, a map up on attack.
See what they've got planned. Already excited to see.
Insta drone, if they're over towards heaven, use stun. We don't need to use the stun now. And Heretics go for a deeper smoke on middle and 3-person hold.
Stun through, already taking a lot of ground, but this leaves Benji in a bit of an obscure
Dude, imagine
position.
they breach each other.
Two players watching back towards
Wait, chat, where did they use the stun?
The
In
side
vents?
from the defense is currently wide open. Not a single player within the constraints of the site. Seems like they were quite happy to play retake on that one.
Fluorescent's given up the space, being reclaimed. Benji's now sat there ready for the fight, although utility sends him backwards. A lot of delay around middle.
Lot of low HPs there.
Is costing them a lot of health. The spams from that ghost have been not quite deadly, but pretty damn close to it. Batu uses the Viper Wall to try to sneak up into heaven. Benji, with a snake bite, buys himself a moment. Governor from the rope
Excuse me?
And that pick is huge. Normally that's going to send players rotating to that A site through spawn. And Apex might be gambling that that's the case, as they still set their eyes on this B site, where there's plenty of Heretics players waiting for them to round the corner. It's at least going okay to start with, but the HP
man.
so
Fair play,
low.
man.
These
Fair
players
play.
in Minibu
You
will
handled this
decimate
very
them
well.
with the spike on the floor, it's all on to Batu.
15 seconds. The time just not on his side to try and get anything. In fact, even getting the spike and planting it at this stage.
A little bit of info as well. Double damage comes in. It's like a lovely round from Minibu.
In full force, a 4K for
This is
him.
kind of nice pistol from Apex, to be honest.
I think is so obvious to touch on, but it's been spoken about for a long time.
Go
So,
A heaven to make
because
sure
of
that you
performance
can
all the way back
pinch
to
over
Masters,
towards
how
middle.
Blue played on
Then
Jewelers,
after middle,
is
try
this
split
team
B.
eventually just going to get to the point where they go, screw it, we got two of the best youngsters in the world, let's just out-frag them. I think that's basically what they're doing on their split. Like, you're going to be very reliant on Benji playing a Viper that is not only like partially your controller, but also basically a Sentinel, especially when it comes to
pistols at the moment, it is 2-1.
2-1.
For the eco strat, Apex invest their wall over towards B, and this wall with the Yoru is really strong. Like, even just fake TPing back here is really strong.
Well, at least it shouldn't.
Just means that Boo has to do a lot. He's kind of got to play in front of it.
To cling on to with how things went in that last map for Apex.
Dude, Governor.
You don't expect much in this round.
Oh, it's kind of sick. Fair play.
And a slow
Not even scared.
across the map, as perhaps even farming orbs will be the best case scenario. For now, big rotation from Heretics. 4 players either on B site or up in heaven. Of course, if you do claim A with those classics, even if they do manage to run through re-ents,
Wait, did Gov play before? Tier 2 America's into Talon for 2 years?
It's going to be very difficult to hold on to that ground.
Might have been longer than 2 years, but I think it's 2 years.
With the Prowler spotting one, Rians knows he doesn't want to stick around. That means he
Maybe like 2 and a bit.
The stun would have caught him.
Oh, the Tev is incredible.
Slow them down somewhat on the way through. Still, Malsey good for one.
Huh?
Another fight.
Dude, imagine they win this round. It's criminal.
First, I thought taking A not that bad, but the kill and the weapon pickup, now it's scary.
Especially with that weapon being in the hands of Fluorescent. Governor
Dude,
also still
he might get like a 3K with the nade if he puts in the right pulse. There goes the nade. Not gonna happen anymore.
The only issue is they are all stuck in this corner, which, okay, working with pistols can help
flash
them
this
out,
too.
but could also be their demise. The connection onto the fake out is going to leave them blinded.
Okay.
That might just be the
Okay, Minibu 6-0. Go get this defuse, get your ult, and then they have a really good chance of doing a similar start to the first map.
For Heretics was, okay, at least they got it over the line.
But that got scary though.
Well, that's it, right? 2 weapons carried through.
7-0. Oh, it's slow with the update.
Rounds. But as you might have seen before we went to the replays and the cams, Minibu's got his ult online. 7 kills and 0 deaths so far.
Not bad.
That is one way to farm it up.
There's no Apex Classic bundle? Not yet. They said next month, I think, right?
Very, very hot start. Slowed down for a few rounds, and that was when Apex started coming back.
Okay, the bonus isn't looking great gun-wise, but they have a Razor, and honestly, the Bucky is unreal on this map.
Now onto an agent.
Interesting to see that Apex not for their
if he's going to step up
like
to the plate.
Apex actually put the wall on their buy round over towards B. So the B
necessarily mean
spam that I was talking
as the last
about
map
looks
shows.
looks very likely to happen.
Boo knows he's got a
They
gap
even
in
get
it.
a drone to see if
Oh,
back
but the
side is
decoy's the one to
clear.
run through nearsighted. He
Like I
didn't wanna
said,
take the
Heretics
risk, and
do have to try and
now
stop
he's
this at one
forced
point
back.
because the
They're
comp
giving
is made to
everyone
B
saves.
spam a little bit.
Showstopper
Oh
in
boy.
play, it's backside and a good connection.
Wall does good to get the kill.
One-to-one trades all they'll get for their trouble. With these weaker weapons, like a little more from that, or even just keeping that player alive. Now inside the smoke, though. Oh, okay, they're going to stun Benji right out of it. But that Bucky will be waiting for the late round when they crash their way around to deal with Boo, who
How's
is
that not a kill?
currently, well, dealing a lot
An
of
HP.
damage. I thought he had another kill out of that, but
Yeah, I'm thinking
the
with the
sliver
bullets
of
went.
health left on Malzy.
Clinging to life.
Ooh.
The thing is, though, Batu's done well. A double trade in a second or so.
Toxins going up.
The bait on the tap.
Honestly,
Make that push
the
through.
wall might get him killed here if they wall up and then we say a fade
Thrown
eye.
out, already utilized.
Okay.
They know exactly where Avova is. In fact, they should have a decent idea of where both players are. And that's the thing for
Okay, I
Heretics.
kind of like this from Heretics. They
Maybe
both
just
show
hoping
at
to buy a little
spawn,
bit of extra time
know
as
that the
they
pressure's here,
reposition.
and then they both pivot
move
over
back
towards
around.
heaven.
12 seconds left, and now that spike has to be committed. And the fact is, the defensive side haven't got a clue as to where they are. The timing, though, from
Lovely
Avova
from
couldn't have
Avova
been any
again,
better.
though. These guys
Peeks
are
back
rock.
up, leaves Rien's on a slither of health.
Very
Playing this one
nice.
together, that is sublime.
Still a good
from the
bonus
remaining
from
couple
Heretics.
players
They'll be
from
happy with the
Apex.
damage done.
Again, a very costly round, but they won't mind.
Avova in crunch time is there to save them yet again. I'm just looking back at last map. It was 19 kills, 6 deaths, and 16 assists that he ended up walking out with. Of course, the smokes will help you out. We saw
Oh,
the
Benji tanked
assist
a
on the
bullet there,
spike
which meant he
kills.
went down to the molly. Dude, that was the
But
most
it-
perfect Viper
Very
molly
impressive to
for the
see
position.
that kind of a performance, the return to the Avova of old, and that can carry through moving into split. Heretics are in a lot of trouble for now.
Again,
Great sign of life
Viper
from that
Ball
defensive
still
side of
invested
Heretics.
here.
Good damage done. Showstopper for the one-to-one trade is so-so. From that point forward,
When do Heretics
when
like
big
get an
plays from
op out
players
and just
like
watch
Batu,
this
they
the
were
whole
able to
time?
make it competitive and push it to
Also,
the
what
limits.
happened here?
This is the round where they'll be able
This
to
meant
deal
to
the
be a
death blow
Viper
themselves, though. Full
smoke for
investment.
heaven that
Boombot
missed?
down mid, and Woot embedded in this risky angle. I mean, if he goes down, or if he's challenged properly,
Or maybe a Viper
not
smoke
much
that
he
like
can do to get out of here.
blocks both of these, I guess. Either way,
Decide to activate
it's that one.
a double tap. Doesn't really seem like a good time. It would only be if they really do give the game away. Maybe if a teammate
That's
gives them
pure
contact.
madness.
Well,
We got
okay,
no util for
Wall's
that.
gone,
That's really
teleporting
dumb.
through the vulnerability, and now
Such a big buy round.
looks to try and potentially take an extra fight, but with already having a player advantage. I'm just going to fall off. Again, this is what I said in the pistol. They left a mass opening.
If you're gonna
over
do
on
that,
this
you've
A
at
side,
least got to
especially with
omen flash
the player that
somewhere.
went
I
down
feel
in
like.
the form of Boo. They have to be very
Weird
careful
round,
with
though.
where Batu has got to.
They are grouped up as 3 and watching the right angle. Batu won't catch them by surprise.
30
And the
seconds
spike
left.
now
Same
moves
again.
in the other direction, realizing they've lost that space. A big
Like
fan
the
of
overall
fake
idea
plays, and it
here
worked
makes sense. It
wonderfully
makes
when
sense on
came to
paper for
Ascent.
Apex if they haven't
Plant will
got
be
mid
acquired
control.
as a result, and
But because they're doing the
again, a
deep
2v4
smoke and they're
clutch
wanting to
needed, a
fight,
clutch in which
this
Malzy, after a
doesn't
pretty
work.
hot map on the
Like it just
deadlock,
doesn't work.
but also
10 seconds
Avova is
left.
present.
They still get the plant down.
Things that what
2v4.
they're doing is just
Let's
grouping up
see.
as 3. Like at any stage, they should be able to at least trade one of those kills, and then it's the patience from Benji just to make sure that nobody can sneak around behind them and reclaim heaven control. The whole
So
idea
3
is
go
for just him
heavy
to
on
stop
heaven, and then we have a
anybody pushing any
late
further,
person
and
watching for the
apart
reaction
from
in terms of
Malzy
Benji.
just sat at the back of that
Yeah,
site.
the 3 make
Paranoia
sound.
also
Benji starts going
caught a couple
aggro.
of players, but
And you would
getting
imagine
out
he's
of
got.
here seems tough, and
Yep,
that
you
was
imagine
the
he's got
kill they
that
were
one.
waiting for.
Not how I thought it'd go
Waiting
down,
for
but.
that move from Benji, perfectly placed. Malzy does manage to,
Whoa,
though.
dude, that got
Thankfully,
kind of
Benji's there as a
close,
safe
though.
pair
Got kind of
of
close.
hands. An immediate
Apex
response from Heretics.
just
They'll
need to.
convert
It is a
that
good
lead
lesson
little
for them if
further.
they VOD
I
review.
do like
Like
as well, though, seeing Avova
I get it,
pop his TP and
but you can't do it when all
instantly
this space
looks
is
behind.
here.
He had a read on Benji's flank, but couldn't
Yeah,
connect the
Salva.
kill. His early aggression down middle,
Wait,
though,
was there even a stun? I
ambitious
thought
as
there was
hell
a
from
stun.
Woot. Manages to connect the kill onto
I'm pretty sure there
Fluorescent.
was a stun before. Maybe they
Pops
timed it a
out
bit off.
the vulnerable to slow them down,
Let's go,
send
let's
them in
go,
the
let's
other
go,
direction,
let's
and the
go.
double tap
Yeah.
most certainly. The second you hear that shield pop up and online, you are not looking to challenge. You just want that timer to run out. And they fled, and from there,
Yeah,
playing the numbers on
stun
the
into
defense always works out.
It's
salvos.
been very interesting because I think the two
See,
players
double
that
combo
the
and then you
community's
meant to
been very
TP where
critical
it's
of going
safe,
into this
but-
match were Miniboo at Malzy. I think Malzy was nigh on perfect on map 1. Minibu's currently up there with 10 kills after 4 rounds, so...
Okay, this time we hit the Viper
like
smoke.
they've
I like
been in
this
the
though.
lab
It's like the reverse of
working.
what DRX used to do, where they would do one wall here and
Well, I
one
guess
smoke
when
here.
Heretics
But
don't
honestly, this makes
succeed,
way more sense when
it's
you got
always
the Yoru
difficult to
pressure.
find the point to blame, and they have so many
Good news from
fantastic
Heretics
players
though,
within
like
this
they got
roster. Already though, a more
they
direct
got a good
approach,
idea of
one,
what they need to
walk
do.
right
I feel
into
sorry
the
for
crosshair
Floor
of
at the
Wu,
moment.
and they have
I
a
just
pulled
feel
away.
like the TPs are...
The opening is strong, and well, now at least
Oh,
for
great.
Apex, they can wait out that double tap. It's not going to get much easier from that point. All these weaker weapons.
There.
Well, Heretics are ready and waiting. A nice passive play. They're even conceding. So the big problem here is they've lost a lot of access. The mid push can easily come through. So instead, the push up from Heretics into B main, taking that angle and isolating the positions they can be flanked out from. Woot up close on this.
It's a bad play.
He
I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
know
but
just
it's
how
an
many
eco, so they're
players
trying
are
to...
right around the corner, and now isolated by the
Whoa,
Salvo.
1
Woot has to take the fight.
HP. That
He
could have
wins
gone
one,
so much
somehow
worse because it
getting
could have
out of
been
there
2
with a
guns
kill.
down.
But it's
Rian
Apex
still
with
has
the
to do a
upgrades.
lot.
They'll be feeling like they're in
They
a
put
better
the ult
spot.
into
Rolling
it?
Thunder leaves Rian's in the open. He's still alive.
Okay, they get a
Eventually
gun.
will be
Is there
thrown.
another gun?
But
No.
with that, the rifle retrieved, the plant secured, and Governor has his ult online. The Rolling Thunder got them to sight. Perhaps the Armageddon can get them the round.
This would be one hell of a round for them to lose. Opening pick, barely any weaponry, but now Governor also has that rifle in hand.
One enemy
That's
remaining.
big though. Taking
Yeah,
that gun out of
and
play.
they'd kind
Ballsy
of-
needs to try and catch
you
someone
expect
off
the
guard,
elbow swing
trying to
after that.
re-grasp, but there's
Molly
only
for
so
the
many
elbow
places that
swing.
he
Now you
really
expect
could be.
sight.
Isolated back towards the site, needs an immediate connection because there really isn't anywhere for him to go. Trying to bait him
Okay,
into that
nicely
fire
handled
while
from
the second
Heretics.
he looks to try and use that
The idea
aftershock,
from Apex
it is all
isn't
she wrote. Again,
too
though, another round
bad.
where I sort of look at this from the side of Apex and go,
How many
oh, sorry,
angles
from
can
the
you
side
be
of
seen
Heretics.
here from?
I felt
3?
like there were just some
Okay, yeah, it's not
unnecessary
great.
risks, especially playing
Like
that
I was gonna
close
try
to
defend
the
it,
smoke.
but honestly, like that corner
When
can
you
be
know
seen
you
through
have a
3
huge weapon
pauses,
advantage,
maybe
I
4
don't
if you
really see the
include
benefit.
flower.
Yeah, and you saw as well
It's just
the
an
fact
eco. They're
that
just trying to
on the other side, the
risk
salvos
reward,
were used
basically.
just in time from Apex. It
Nice,
stops
boys,
Boo
let's
from
go.
backing
Okay, we've
off,
been here
and
before.
that's not
We've been
just
at
one
4-1.
kill, That's 2 kills. And why is Boo there? Well, because Woot's there. He
Yeah.
can't just leave him close to that smoke in his own.
Maybe
so,
that's the speech
yeah,
that the
definitely
coach is
does,
given.
Read
4-1
as a little
before.
bit of a gap or an unnecessary risk.
Won every
The timeout
every
called
round.
here by Apex. They were 4-0 down on the previous map. Ended up winning it 13-5. So there is
From
no
what you've seen at the
room
moment, floor
for
doesn't
Team
look too
Heretics to
comfy.
take their
No,
foot
I'm
off
telling
the
you, it's
gas,
just
and keep in
bad
mind, with this being
strats. Well, not bad
Apex's map
strats.
choice,
It's
this is
just
a
like
half that
bad
Heretics
timing of the
decided to start
strats.
on, so a good
This
showing
eco
was
one
necessary.
Well, I'd
was
say as
fine.
well, if you
You're
think
taking a bit
back
of a
to
risk.
the
I
Ascension
personally wouldn't do
run
it,
made
but
from Apex, something we
and then the
always
one
spoke
before
about
makes a
was
lot
Denny
of sense if they
Footballs.
have
This was something that was brought up
bottom
time
mid
and time
control.
and time again. The amount that this guy
because
adds
then
in tactical pauses.
no
And I
one
think we've
should
seen
be
already
standing
the sort
where
of
Floor got
imagination that's
killed.
coming in from this roster in terms
In
of
theory.
the way they're going to play the game. It is definitely not just standardized. They have a lot of cool setups. So I think that him just taking that moment early in games and going, okay, this is what I think can be changed. Because I don't think he's just sat there giving them a motivational speech. I think this guy always comes in with a plan.
Good amount of ults from
Well,
Apex
I
though.
would certainly hope so.
You can kind of combo these two
4-1.
to clear a
And a
site
plan
and
for
then
Apex could be dangerous
Viper
with the
ult to
Viper's pick,
secure it.
Armageddon,
Yeah,
and
they might
Yoru
just
will
keep
be
this one real
online as
simple.
well. They can take this
Woo.
to another dimension.
One of the
See if
better
Heretics
retake
can
ults.
battle with them there. The barriers are about to go up. A lot of presence from Apex towards this B side of the map. They've got a Viper wall down
Okay.
there as well, and it will be late
Do they
round
ult
lurks
off of this? We
from
got
Batu.
1. We got
Immediate
2.
ult from Fluorescent. Playing
Didn't
this as
see
a
the
drone
third yet.
normally. Stun goes
3.
through, though. It's commitment, and Fluorescent's got 1. Salvos making a big problem for players on the side, and here comes Armageddon.
Nice shot, nice
right
util at the
into
moment.
Fluorescent's arms. That's where they have
Double,
to play. The picks
double
are
breach.
huge, and Heretics get
Dude,
the sight
I don't think I've
for
ever
free
seen
as a
anyone be
result.
here.
And look at
I would
the loot
imagine
from
that
Batu.
Miniboo doesn't check
It's
this. Oh,
perfect.
kinda.
Miniboo clears that angle, but really, do you ever expect someone to be there?
Oh, well,
Here's a well-timed TP.
I
As the
need to
stun
pause it.
hits, your aim's
It's
going
not
everywhere.
better. I want to know. I need to know.
All over
if he
towards
called
heaven
this
to try and
sight.
force him
Like,
into
this is something like, okay,
into
we
sight,
have
and then
this
you had the
plan, you're gonna,
flash.
like, obviously try and
Yeah,
find
like,
someone.
this
We're
was
gonna
nice.
pick off that, and then we're gonna use that ult, or if that was just something in the moment. Because
Apex have some
if this was something
cool
red,
ult
then
rounds,
that is
for
ridiculous.
sure.
Because that was so meticulous in the setup to finding the
Can they
first kill
repeat
off the
this?
back
Not
of a
really.
stun, to making sure the player up in heaven had nowhere to go. It just
But the
it
timing
looked
of it's
so
really good.
easy with those couple of ults thrown into play. And wow, a great response from Apex after a couple of tough rounds. that was really clean.
It absolutely was. Gets you back on the board. The ult used from Yoru, of course, alongside Tejo. It's a big investment. If they don't get a reward for it, it could leave you stranded a little bit in terms of that ult economy, but they have worked this one out wonderfully. Still, the connections needed. And Team Heretics will now come in with some advantages of their own. Viper's Pit on either side, close to a showstopper on Miniboo, but take a look at Woot. He can pull you right into a 1v1, and might not have, I think he's 3 and 5 at the moment.
All right, force them down to an eco.
Double tap online inside the ulti is going to be
We
very
got
easy
2
for anyone on
guns,
Apex
2 hero
to deal
guns,
with.
1 saved, 1 bought. Weird wall from Heretics to fight middle to hold heaven.
Going to be under some serious pressure. The stuns combined with that salvo. One of the 2 rifles. It's the Boo brothers looking to try and take home the round. And he's done well there.
Yeah, does he want to throw the gun
to fight, and I
to
imagine the
Rians?
gun's going to go into new hands, but
Yeah, I would imagine
keep
so.
that up, it's not bad.
Well, for sure, Woot and let him all. Give him a gun. Give him a gun, let him all.
We'll never know. Governor picking up Miniboo though, that's huge.
Okay, gave him a gun.
Woot's
Let him all.
the only rifle. He's gone for it now. Looking for the fight with the double tap
it's fast.
online, and just a single shot from Woot is enough. Fluorescent out of the round. And now the pressure really on. Benji's managed to recover.
It's a shame that
rifle with
Miniboo
the
went a
Phantom
little
and
bit early
Viper's
because they
Pit's
have a
there.
good amount of
If
map
they can get to
control
the
now,
side, it could be
Apex.
used. If there's anyone left, they need a
That
couple
great
kills,
stun.
and it's a Volvo
Chat, we
on
look.
the other
Ooh.
side.
Are we looking at
Picking up
Molzy's util, by the way? Molzy's
The round was
kinda
under threat, but
popping
they
with the
forgot
util
about
here.
this man, showing his face.
Some lovely shots from
in the same
Avova.
form as map number 1. He's starting to heat up again.
Yeah, I like it as well. You constantly see those sort of interplay between Molzy and Avova, and this round is no different. Trying to make their way back into the site. The stun catches both players. The second the stun goes off, Avova's there to swing, and it almost looks too easy once again. After a 4-1
Well, it's just an eco.
deficit,
How many assists
it
is
seems like
Molzy
the
on?
streak is starting once
6
more
and
with
7.
some stellar
Dude,
play
no
from
one
the
else?
side of Apex. And that's the thing. This was a round that only started with a couple of guns. Definitely
Oh,
came a bit
that's why it
closer,
hit
but
earlier,
those
because he did it
post
too
plants
early. They do it
have looked great.
pre-wall.
Fight for
Lovely
Boo.
shot.
Not sure he'd want to take that if
Yeah,
he knew
and
what
this
was on
is
the
like,
other side.
I know some of you might be
Fluorescent
spamming
picks up
question
the kill on
marks,
the
but
Viper's Pit
it's all because of
inside
the
mid.
pressure of the
Like,
wall,
I'll
right?
stand.
They have to find
Benji
multiple
wants that
ways of
control
playing in
late
front
into
of
the
this to
round,
get
but it means on
info.
the site there's only one player and stunned up, caught by the Tejo drone as well.
Making it very
Miniboo
hard.
had nothing to
This is
do
good,
or
man.
say about that play. Now a 5v3. Viper's Pit dropped in mid, but Benji's still waiting for that lurk. Batu's timing, though, is good. He is really running the clock down, keeping the control.
Dude, they
keeping
gotta
their
save.
backs safe as
For sure
rotations
gotta
come around
save.
now. Malzy
Look at how much
is running
max money we're
towards
about to
the
hit as
spawn,
well.
in fact.
They're in a solid spot.
On the walkabouts. They're looking to hunt them down, assuming Heretics are safe.
Do you think that Viper wall is legit? Bro, this is my Viper wall.
Steps
I'm
made.
not going to say it's crap.
You could see the little bit of hesitation
I'd just be flaming myself.
from the side.
It definitely makes way more
Heretics,
sense with a
but here you
Yori
go, Woot
TP.
is definitely watching, definitely aware that somebody could be around this corner. That's at least one. Molzy spotted, but the fact is, it's whether or not they want to go for too much of a fight here. Clearly,
Yeah, why are you
wanting to try
typing
and
mine? I
put that
guarantee you.
battle
Go look
online
at the
as
VODs from
quickly as possible,
2020.
even if it
I guarantee you I
didn't
did this
win them the
fast.
round, it did have impact in the attempt.
Not just randomly trying to claim it.
Holding on to the guns, which, hey, even just removing the one and
got
a
a
second
second.
as well. Okay, well done from Molzy.
I have to say,
I'd
Tom,
rather
that
not, well then
felt
you just got to believe me.
very early
Or you
for
can call
that
me a
call
fraud.
to be made by Apex.
Up
And
to you.
again, I think that's just a
There's
good
3
read on
options.
where Heretics are at. The previous map as well, their confidence isn't going to be sky high.
Something I want to say, and I want to see if it becomes a running thing. Normally, Boo is an incredibly safe pair of hands, but that is now 2 times they've left him on his own on one side of the map, and he's just died. Like, it was B main, and we saw it on A main as well, him versus Batu, and that just left the A side completely open. That's not something I want to see from your sort of IGL controller player. It's like, okay,
And I
I'm on
imagine
my
a
own
lot
on
of
the
this
side, I'm
timeout
just
is
gonna
going to
take
be
a
like,
fight
how do we even
That
handle
just-
this B
In the
wall?
round before, where they have 2 guns, I don't really have an issue with it. In this round, that just felt like, oh, that's the easiest opening Fluorescent's ever going to get is, oh, your IGL smokers just swung me.
And realistically, think about it from the perspective of, okay, what's the best case scenario there? You get 1, it's a miracle if you get 2. There's 3 players holding an angle. You're traded out. And,
Or there's no one there.
Or there's no one
That's
there.
probably the
Oh,
best
it makes
case. Yeah.
and even then, are you going to hold that information deep into the round? Like, yeah, it certainly reads as a mistake from Team Heretics, one that they pay heavily for. They're on that 4-round block. They got it here before, the previous map, and then Apex swept it away. It's been 3 in a row now for that attacking side Ulti's back online. Viper's Pit's still there for Batu, as Lurk's providing value.
Okay, and I like this from Apex. They know there's so much focus right now on how they're going to handle this, and I think they're going to fast pop A, thinking they might be trying to take this with like 3 people. It's going to get really weird because we want to go aggro from Heretics as well. It's just a low buy from them, and the hero gone is on Wu.
Huge post plan.
What's the chance of them actually going for that? Well, we're back in the same boat again.
Oh, what a
Rians
shot
has
that
done
is.
well. Batu's been
Just a
causing
straight up
issues
spam.
in late round plays. Dimensional drift has been
Oh, this is going to get weird.
utilized just for information. Fluorescent's going to stick it out.
Might be one of those where they managed to get a gun here. It should TP out, but
Gate crash.
Oh, fake as well. There's no way out for Fluorescent.
Oh.
yeah, the TP died.
It's just a full fight.
He gave him a gun. He should have TP'd out when he shot.
Let's say. And a lot of the time she will win those fights, but up against the weaker weapons, that's given Team Heretics a rifle to play with.
Ooh, oh,
Wait,
what?
what?
Where did that go? Where did it go? Where did that go? The most in tie. I feel like Mini's been hard done by. Luckily, Big Brother is there to save the day. Finds on with the Sheriff. They need to clear him from the backside to have a chance. And this time he is playing that survival game. Eventually, though, looks for the fight. Rians with a rifle. Wu still having one from earlier in the round. This is one of the best opportunities we've seen for Heretics in quite a while. Amol Rians is going to hit that shot all day. It's another
we've seen him do it.
for Avova.
Oh, okay,
He's
it's
going
so
across the
on.
map.
It's actually so on. He has so much time. He can farm for heaven. He can TP.
Post plan, time on his side. This is where things truly do get spooky. He's going for the aggressive stance. Has a smoke in his back pocket, and it will be used
Nice,
to screens.
dudes.
He's already heard the steps moving that way. All
Knows
three
he's not
players
up against a
taking
vision
that
block as
position.
well.
Reveal avoided to start with. They're making it out of the smoke now. Small angle around the
Oh
wall.
my
That
God,
gets
he's got a
pick.
flash as
Plant
well
is
for the
nice
tap.
and open. With a paranoia still to play with, it won't really connect though. They're going to move out of the way before it gets
Wait,
there.
he still had
surely.
smoke?
And a Viper Orb, that's going to really complicate things. The spam is good though.
Dude, didn't even get half.
Even went half, and now they're out of toxins. Avova knows. He's got them eating out of his hands. A fake flash with the pistol thrown out the window. Avova playing
He's actually done it. Damn, really, really nice. What a 1v3 that was. Can't play it much better than that. Dude, I can't even believe they saved the smoke as well.
It's another Red Bull
So
clutch.
surprised they
I feel
saved
like
the
he's going to
smoke.
have his own sponsorship by the end of the month by this rate. Like, this has been so
Oh,
impressive.
okay. It went more towards the floor.
What? How did that not kill him?
No, that was kind of far away.
A strong
He landed here and he was here.
Did you not see that? Yeah, he had a bump where because he's a tank, right? A tank, he has more health. He has more health.
I mean, he's been robbed. Miniboo robbed of that kill, but Team Heretics robbed of the round by Avova. What a sensational play. And if this was a once-off, it'd still be damn impressive. But he does it every
Okay,
time.
back to the B spam. Gotta start looking at the money.
And they're big ones as well. Ones with high impact, ones that are going to damage the mental of Heretics for days, if not weeks.
It's kind of impressive.
Luckily, again, it was a low buy. That's the problem. These opportunities could have shattered Apex confidence in themselves after winning
Boot has
a round
another
with the
ult
Sheriff.
for
That was
retake.
basically what that would have come down to. Boo got a Sheriff kill Rians as well, but when they had the rifles was where things fell apart. Much slower round this time from Apex, hoping to try and find some space for Batu. Bear in mind his wall is on the other side, so he's going to have to use his orb. So him crossing is
Oh my
very
goodness.
well telegraphed by the defense.
What are we doing? Over towards A here. Keep an eye on the time. Don't have much time to actually get out of there. A lot of this is down to Boo. Doesn't have a flash.
Thunder rings out, but it's Boo's rifle that deals the damage, the death blow.
Yeah, he's done
and
incredible.
another to
He's
follow
done
up on.
incredible. The rest of
Eventually,
his team
he'll
goes
go
down though.
But Benji has slipped into the backside, still has an angle.
What happened to Woot's ult?
Woot covering him as well. They'll both swing in deep and take this planter down.
Hey, very
Team
nice chat.
Heretics,
What happened to
they
Woot's
stumble,
ult? I
but
just
let
fully missed
Apex
it.
Catch up and even take the lead. They're
Denshu,
back on
thank
the
you
board at 5
for
to
the
5.
tier 1. Appreciate the
That
19
definitely
months.
felt like maybe a little bit of an oversight. I think they used that rolling thunder on
He
the right
ulted
half
heaven?
of the
Oh,
site.
okay.
And so they should have an idea there's someone still could be backside. I think Fluorescent gets completely caught out by the swing of Boo. The fact he gets 2 there, that's basically the round winner. Because that could have gone easily in the
Yeah,
other
Boo
direction if he doesn't get
did
anything.
incredible.
Heretics will equalize after a 4-round streak. I think a big combo breaker, and You have to bear in mind only one
Ike,
survives.
Ike Gaming,
Although
dude,
we're
I
getting
didn't
towards
mean
the
to
very end
dono
of the
all
half.
your
The next
tier
round
3,
might be a
man.
bit shaky.
It was your 2 years as
obviously for
well.
either side.
That's so brutal. Ike, thank you so much, man. I apologize, dude. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the tier 3. Thank you for the 2 years. I promise I appreciate you. Even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes. I didn't mean to.
A 4 versus 3. Heretics defense thinned out massively.
Ooh, that's a big
Governor
kill.
cleared it with the drone. Avova's committed the from the shadows, which will take him into the backside with the spike. I think as nobody else was around. But I actually think this has just confused Heretics more than anything, because you haven't actually spotted
Yeah,
where
I mean, Omenort
Avova
could be
went.
anywhere. That's why
So
Benji's
although you
starting to
have
look
a
over
rough
towards
idea,
spawn here.
Batu as well.
Yeah,
Timing here will
they're
be
starting to
everything.
look for them
He has
just to
been
make a reaction.
so annoying just by sitting at the bottom of mid or outside A in a lot of rounds. It does seem like this time Heretics have got it bang on.
Well, his flank window opened about 3 seconds ago, maybe 5 at this point, and he's now capitalizing on it. That's a great read, just as the push is coming in on the site.
Look at Heaven, though. Are we not going to just own this round from Heaven?
They're making noise, they're posturing, but they're not executing fully until Batu is here. And
Whoa,
now,
whoa, whoa,
here
chill,
comes
bro.
the
Get
cavalry.
your gun out.
A full swing around
Yeah, it's all
backside,
good.
and Avova to bring Apex back into the lead.
I think there's like 3 rounds in my head
Chance to
where
lead
Apex
at the
just
half
get
as
mutal
well
out, and
after
honestly,
a
if they just keep their
strong
gun out, they
start
win.
from Heretics. It's slipping out
Avova
of their
again,
grasp
though. This guy's
slowly
just
again.
farming 3Ks.
Getting deja vu, there's no doubt about that. I think as well, this is just an example of just fantastic communication from the side of Apex, because a lot of times you'll see teams sort of rush into things, maybe the spike get lost, but that is clearly just Batu going, okay, give me some time, give me a few seconds just to get into that backline. Well, he is the major impact in that round.
It's
6 to 5.
It's an incredible, like 6 is good.
Purchase.
With
This
this
is what I
comp,
was talking
6
about.
is
It's not the
good.
best. 3 rifles, a stinger, and a sheriff for Boo. What was a hot early start for Miniboo? It is similarly to the last map, has slowed down. Hasn't been able to keep up that same sort of momentum. Still been decent. But this sort of spot, I don't know if decent will cut it.
Oh, I like that bait. They know the drone's being going towards B every time the hit comes there. So it's a classic that breaks it. Leaving Miniboo flying under the radar. But again, it seems Apex are aware of that danger. Player playing up close. Coming through the wall this time instead of hiding. They know something's up. And they're not confident with the lack of information there. Move towards mid instead. Try to work that control, but Benji's waiting. Stun comes in, but Orb buys him time. And he doesn't even need to use the snake bite, saving that for deeper into the round. Also, Benji just 2 away from the Viper's pit with that kill.
Same can be said for Governor, though.
Time to jump.
Dude, I was so sure they were going to
Also
end
Batu.
B, but
Lost the pit now.
30
Going
seconds
down.
left.
are they really going to fake A with
Time
30
is time to
seconds?
tick.
No.
Apex, seems like the commitment will be towards the safe side. Wu has left them
Oh,
vulnerable.
guys,
That's
you're gonna run
where
out of
the
time
value
here.
that stinger really can be.
You guys are
They're
going to
gonna
run
go
out of time.
scurrying back. This needs to be a very quick move.
Wait, he's walking underneath him.
Hasn't seen, we're gonna wait. Eventually, he's going to realize, and this now just becomes a shooting gallery. Avova was the one
I still think
real
Apex
danger
did incredible
in
to
this
get
round as
6.
well. Malzy will try as he
4-1
might,
down
but
once
we will go
again.
into the half level.
A patience
Ending with
rewarded by
6.
Miniboo, or for Miniboo there in the end. He was stood on that spot the whole round, but it was almost awkward. 6 and 6.
Awful rounds? Oh yeah, this was a rough one for them.
But someone has got to win split. We'll find out who after the break.
Double draws to be good on attack? Yeah, it should be. I think Apex are actually... No, I think they're playing good, dude. A lot of their stuff makes a lot of sense. They win a lot of buy rounds. Do you even count ISO as double jawless on attack? Yeah. ISO can force a lot with the shield swing. Am I worried for Heretics? Not massively. I'm more impressed with Apex, to be honest. Depends what your expectations are for the team. Has Koi made any changes? Nah. The deadlock, yeah, they had a bit of trouble against the deadlock on map 1, and then they had a bit of trouble
back,
against
folks.
the
We left you
Viper's
at
wall
6-6, and we
on
haven't
B
played any
here.
rounds without you. Quite generous of us. The players have waited, and now we'll be getting back into the game any moment. Tom, I gotta say, we're all pretty shocked by the performance here from Apex. Them putting up a good roster is no surprise.
Game
but
1, 3,
the way
3,
that
7.
they've played
Appreciate
here
the
today,
Prime, mate. Thanks
if
for
I
that.
imagined that
Thanks for the 11 months.
Heretics would lose a map, that Heretics would struggle like this, it would be based on them making mass mistakes, the game plan falling apart, and Apex capitalizing. But Apex have made their own opportunities here today.
Oh, for sure. No, I think that's the thing. You're looking at players like Avova, players like Molzy.
Avova's having an absolute
looking
game.
like a different breed of player to what we saw at kickoff. Like we were looking at this team, I'll be brutally honest and say, as the 12th team. Like whether or not they could compete with a Koi or someone like that. But realistically,
Yeah, true.
they have looked fantastic in this series and are just, what, 7
And
rounds.
yeah, we finally get an audience, and we finally get a crowd, and you guys can complaining about it.
It's only the kills going one way. Miniboo, he is the beginning of half king. He's been dominating in a lot of these early fights. The pistol has been doing well. Still 3
Well,
months
that's a
time.
free sight.
One of
Looking like a
those
double
is
pistol.
Fluorescent, caught off by a smoke. Doesn't look like she'll have much impact on them crossing the site or on denying the plant. It's Heretics. And just now actually
Miniboo on
reposition
both
the plant.
pistols,
They're gonna
right?
go for heaven play with a haunt up there, clearing them, buying them that little bit of time, and I mean makes it a bit
think you
more
got
worthwhile if
four
they
on
do
the
wanna
first
risk a
pistol.
fight for screens or
We
that
got
late play
to keep an eye
from
on
Rien's
both
up
the
towards
omens.
top of ramp. He's currently just holding their back.
Oh, I like this. Reinforce the smoke here, so Riens can just focus on main.
Avova rounds the corner.
He's dead here,
Paranoia
though.
now connected. Avova's picked up one. He has been unbelievable. That first map was beautiful. The second, there were first half, I suppose, here there were opportunities, but he has been shut down. It's Fluorescent to pick up the banner already, finding 2, but with the plan for heaven and a player embedded up there, mistakes have to be made to give her any chance, and they will quickly put that to bed.
Miniboo, 4 kills on the
7-6
first
with a
pistol,
pistol
3
round for
kills
Yeah, I think
on
important that
the
they get off
second
to
pistol.
a decent
Very,
start
very
coming
nice.
into the second half. I think in
Nin,
the
thank you for
early
the
rounds,
26
they've been
months, thank you for the
fantastic.
Prime.
I think Miniboo again, you're the 17 and 8, definitely slowed down, but coming right back to form when it comes to this attack side. And let's be real, you go into any map and you're looking at it and you're going, okay, they've got a raise, they've got an ISO. I think you can even throw a fade in there and you go, probably gonna be quite good on the attack. So now I look at the other side of things. What sort of setups are there? What sort of
Full
abilities
eco.
are we going to see from the likes of
Apex
Governor
on their
to
eco.
put
Wanna push
people
that over
into
towards
position
B
for
with
those
the
early fights? This is
stun.
what I'm talking about.
Nope,
The
just
stun immediately
trying to get
utilized, but
orbs.
the goal here seems to only be getting orbs
Stun
for
into
Fluorescent, and,
smoke.
You know, when she gets that many kills
Can't
and a
be up.
pistol, and you're a few away from getting that dimensional drift.
Just the score? Yeah, 3-1 at the moment. First map was 1-1.
Seeking out some fights on the side of Apex around middle, but that space has been left wide open. Heretics do have themselves quite global map control. It's going to be Boo holding the B push alongside Rien's, holding that walk up on mid. The space taken on A. Well, yeah, Benji's going to go down, but that's the
Where
one
are the
pistol
bullets
that
going?
they have. Indeed.
Omen
2
Joel
away
middle.
now from the ulti. Won't be used here, but perhaps it'll be online for the next round.
That's the thing. One more kill and a death, and that's enough. Or even just a death and getting an orb in the next. It will just be
Very,
the
very
cleanup
nice.
crew. Again,
Good news for
Miniboo
Heretics is
padding
the
those stats
ults that are
more. We
coming
mentioned
online
Fluorescent
early.
Is very
The
close.
duelist ults.
So is Miniboo again.
And they're the
Although
strongest
if
in
it's
this
anything like his last showstopper,
comp that they have.
maybe just stick to the rifle. Honestly, 19 and 8, and the showstopper has not helped.
No, it really didn't. It harmed his chances, if anything. I still can't get over that. Do you know the best part? Because he flicked away so quick, he's going to watch that back and go, where did it end up landing? He's going to be very angry when he finds out.
Oh, it was next to him.
Yeah, I must have made a mistake, guys. My bad. No. Well, I suppose he did. Yeah, should have hit him dead on. 8-6, 2 rounds in it, but it's Heretics back in the lead. A strong performance in the early half has been there across the board.
Ooh, this
Now
is nice
Benji
as
down,
well.
ult online for
In case you want to
Fluorescent with that
insta-react,
kill.
the Yoru's
They
taking the
wanted
TP.
orb, and they've got it with a TP. The gate crashed towards the B site. Fluorescent is here and ready for the push if this is where it comes down.
Something we noted yesterday. The passive nature of teams playing against this Agent of Teo.
Yeah.
You sit back further because you're likely going to get stunned and wrecked by those salvos. Fact is, that's exactly what's happened to Benji in this round. Nonetheless, was it going to be forced back?
A little bit scary. I've overused this flash early because he thought they're insurrecting over towards B.
Well, that's not quite enough from over this time around.
One.
22 HP. The ult not even thought about.
Two.
She's holding her ground against this onslaught, regardless of how easy it would be to take her down. Just one bullet needed, but none landed in that last fight. And now a 4 versus 1. Boo, the wonder
Ooh, nice job at the end here as well. On the low HP.
Neo impression.
I was about to say,
8-7.
She doesn't have health. She doesn't have shields. Maybe she just has aura. That's what it is. Just walks out and goes, oh my god!
Damn, that's a strong
just
little
like,
flash off the wall
onwards,
for anyone in front of the
she's
util,
incredibly low,
forcing
but
back
still
into a
managed to
stun,
win the
salvo
5
either
versus
side.
3 ends. And then,
A nice
you feel
push.
like with Boo, she had to be dead to rights, but not the case.
Come on, bro.
Here we go, though. This is where that kill contract online for Woot likely to try and take someone out of play fairly early.
Omen flash, double satchel over towards heaven.
Already a complete claim.
Looking like pressuring to
make
make mid weaker so you can take
Similarly
it.
to what we've seen.
I'm not sure
from
about
the
that
opposing
stun.
Squad. This is a one-player
Whoa,
A-side
what
defense,
the
and it's
hell?
Yoru.
Yeah, it's Yoru, but that might seem odd, but it's Fluorescent, and now it all makes sense. Gate crash set up to fall back to screens. Fluorescent wants a kill before that's popped, but it's denied, and the util coming behind. Beautiful bait, though. That gate crash is meant
little
that
TP
uses
out
the
for the
ult on
ult. That was
empty
kind of
space.
nice.
They'll walk into the site, but Heretics wanted an extra pick, an extra fight.
And they got a
for the
double
huge
push
advantage.
behind. I
And the
mean,
double
they were
tap will
passing
fade
down,
away.
but
They also
honestly,
used their
Apex are
paranoia for
here
initial heaven
very
control, so there's a
fast.
lot of important utility not there, while Apex have it all to work with.
Benji is
Nice
not aware
shot.
that anybody could be this far
If
behind.
Over still has Omen
That's a
flash, they
couple
can
of
get
times
info
now
and
he's been
Omen flasher for this, and they might be able to
caught
combo
out.
it if Floor wants to go for
Is
it.
that
Stun is
dimensional
incredible as well.
utilized stun in combination, but still, we see Heretics with an advantage. Woot from the heavens.
Ah, it's a shame. It was actually a nice attempt.
Someone could have got close instead. He drops
Yeah, it was a nice
down
go
and
at
he
it.
finds both kills. Big round from Woot.
I think Heretics
Even
might
with
run away with
that
this.
ultimate missing.
They got some
Well done
ults.
for
They
Woot
got the Raze ult
indeed.
now as well.
The side of Heretics on the push through, being baited out by the gate crash.
This
using
play
up
over
the
towards
ult,
middle was a little
losing
bit
their
rough.
double
It's like
tap
the
as
stun
well.
came
It
in
looked
to
like
push
that could
through
have been a
middle, and then the
problem
push
for
came
Woot.
in like, what, 3
They
seconds
saw
later.
3 players with Fluorescent's ultimate. The one that went unaccounted for was Woot up in heaven. He gets a surprise kill. The punish was there as well. You know, Fluorescent came out of the ultimate on site because of the breach stun, and we saw great success from that earlier on in the first half. But this time, Heretics were ready. That 2-round lead maintained. And a big push from Miniboo again. This time it's not a solo
This
hold
is nice.
from
This is a
Fluorescent.
good sign from
There's
Apex though.
salvos waiting
They
for
got
that
away with
position.
dealing
Omen
with what
coming
happened
through,
into the
and
last round.
even the
Ult goes
showstopper
in, and
used.
honestly, you
This
think it's
time
over
they got it
towards
back.
site.
Governor's not
Dude,
quite as lucky.
Miniboo's
Well,
just out
it
here
seems like neither
taking on the world.
was Fluorescent. Luckily, Mosey is there to trade, but Miniboo's job has already been done. The rest of the team can get into that post plant. Benji this time much deeper with the squad. In fact, it's Boo just hard watching towards that site.
Not ready
A
yet.
little careful though. Because he's setting up smokes from afar, but if Batu can thread the needle, it seems like the rest of the team are well aware that there was a gap. In fact, it is being watched completely by Woot, but doesn't win the fight. It's now becoming at least a little bit awkward, but luckily Riens was there to save
Feels like the same situation every time though. Passing disadvantage, trying to retake.
So that setup, that deeper play from Boo, and just Woot being aware of that push-up, even though he didn't get the kill. It's the early info.
It's 4-1.
It's in their position. 4-1.
Yes.
Oh, this is where it gets a
Does
little
that mean?
dangerous. I mean, the reality is, though, Apex, this round was a big investment from them, so their economy's not going to be in that healthy of a spot. So yes, previously, Heretics kept 4.5, and it falls apart. This time, I'm confident it's going to be a little bit different, and I'm worried that I'll regret saying that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm seeing Batu with a judge, and somehow that fills me
Yeah,
with
same
more
push,
fear
but this
than
time not
anything
with the
else.
Yoros. You think that the
Fluorescent as
Yoros
well
pushing over towards A, but in fact they've instead on middle.
towards mid, obviously looking for
Great
someone other
shots
than
though.
Woot,
What the?
and finds Miniboo.
Just ISO
It will
diff.
be the immediate trade, but even still, losing one of the heavy hitters from Heretics, who
I like the idea though.
has been Having a fantastic map. In fact, to be honest, Miniboo was decent in the last map as well. Waylay, I don't think it filled me with mass amounts of hope for the Jet replacement, but he still looked all right on it.
Fortunate as well that the play around in that corner wasn't the one with the double tap, right? Miniboo's the one clearing that while Woot's watching up towards a deeper play from stairs or from vent.
ISO, yeah, ISO's really strong.
Down. And 45 seconds
Like in
left.
my
I mean,
opinion,
this
too
is
strong,
really,
but
we're running that clock down low on the side of Heretics. Where they decide to go, well, I mean, they've gotten lucky here. Batu's avoided. Our just moved out of heaven. He's right behind them.
dude, a little bit of composure there. That might have been 3.
But he went right back into it. Still, it keeps it into a 3v3. They know Governor's down below.
Okay.
He's still good for 1. This is getting scary. And eventually, well, it looks like
Still
things are
doable
getting
though,
better
right?
until
He's here
Malsey
pretty
picks up a
early.
Rifle comes in from heaven. No one's watching.
Oh, dude, what a
And they
round
did
from
just in
Riens.
time. Riens
What a
looked
round.
to the horizon.
Look at the plan as well.
Found Malsey before that got a little bit too spooky. 11-7. Now it seems like Heretics, they're on the home stretch.
I could already hear the regret.
I was so scared.
Batu right now with the
so
judge.
scared.
No fear, and definitely a dicey round. In fact, I'd say that's back-to-back rounds.
lovely
Riens sort of
shots.
saved them.
You're so good, bro. Oh my god.
Well, seems like Benji agrees. Seems like he agrees. 11-7 though. Mentioned it
it's a rough
before.
timeout.
In fact, that was the turnaround in the last half. It was
Still like the idea on the eco rounds.
That came in with a set play that was off the back of the dimensional drift and
Just
that
hasn't.
Armageddon
They just haven't been able to
one
get
of
anything
those
on
is not
defense.
available, but they do have a rolling thunder
Should the
instead.
op work
And that's the
here
thing, I
well,
feel like
yeah.
this is where we see
No flash, you just got to
value
worry
out
about
from
the
coaching staff of
fade util.
Apex. The fact is though, if
Well, I
there
say
is no
that, you
value
got to
in
worry
this
about the
round,
fade util, but
that's
honestly an
probably
ISO
that
can
done.
just run around the corner
That's exactly it,
and
right?
just
You
kill
put it
you.
all on the line.
Dude,
You got
ISO's
ultis.
so
We're
annoying,
gonna see
bro.
probably the operator from what we're
So
seeing down the bottom
strong.
there.
Such a
Fluorescence at least got it
stupid
for now.
agent.
This is it. Throwing it all at your opponents, and if Heretics are able to stand unshaken by that play, by this play, then yeah, 5 in a row to try to take it across the line. And a very explosive composition. Shouldn't have too much trouble making that happen, especially save up those ults and just dump them in. Speaking of which, Woot comes into this one with his ultimate online. Again, we'll be trying to pull a player into a one-on-one fight
God,
with his double
is this
tap
the
shield
4th
online.
ISO ult as well?
A very,
I feel
very
like it
difficult
should be
fight for
8.
anyone that gets
7
brought in,
is
and if it's
really...
fluorescent, an impossible one with that
7's probably
operator.
too
So
low.
there's a lot of dangers for Apex.
Because I do like the
to be
change
honest,
of the
there's not much you
shields,
can do to avoid
but
it.
something else needs tweaking.
Them down.
It's just say impossible and fluorescent in the same sentence.
Here we
Instead,
go.
We're not going to find out. It's Batu, someone you might want in this scenario.
That's
and there
fast,
you go.
bro.
It is.
That's
The
fast.
Turkish youngster. Some Turk-on-Turk violence that actually didn't go the way you'd expect, even with
Yeah,
that little
and
bit
no
of
one took
extra
space middle.
shielding for
So there's
Woot.
no-
That's about
no
as good
reply.
as a start as you could hope for. Don't think the coaching staff called that one out.
No, probably not.
See what the plan is for the rest of the round. Fluorescent still with
Dude,
pretty deep
and
angle
Floor must
in
be so
towards
happy. He doesn't have to worry about
D-Main.
the
That does seem to be
doesn't
where
have to worry about the ISO anymore.
Heretics squad are looking to go.
Makes sense.
I liked
Look
it
at
though.
the
Floor
ultimate
put the
charge for Banshee, just one
clone in
little
front.
orb, and he'll find himself a Viper's
see it on the
pit.
floor,
He
you
may
just
have
pop the clone.
disadvantage in the round, but if you get a pit online and a plant inside of it, it's a very difficult thing for your opponents to deal with.
Did you
But
tell?
Fluorescent is holding
Not
this
today.
angle. The shot doesn't land. Benji's left alive for now. Batu
seconds
falling as well. Apex's numbers thin out.
Oh, this is
Fluorescent
rough
needs
spot.
one on this site. They're all around.
Oh my
and
goodness.
It's actually a moment to
Oh
find
my
it.
God.
Fluorescent in with
That
another,
looks
but the
so
trades
rough.
Come in so quickly. Rolling Thunder for Malsey committed
Oh,
here and
definitely
now
got to keep an eye on the
alongside
time.
the
And
Armageddon,
Boo,
but they easily dodged it. Well, at
Boo
least it
tried
looked
to
like Boo
time
did. He got caught by it in
the
end, and Riens
the
falls
ult
too.
of the breach
Never
and
mind.
ended up
They're
just
gonna fall
getting closer to
perfectly
the
into that
tail.
trap. Well, for the side of Apex, they get
That's
another
so
shot.
funny.
Yeah, it's a lot invested
Dude, the
in this
Boo
round,
POV
but
here
it
could
was
be
completely
incredible. I wonder if we
necessary.
get it.
Like, being able to win this fight was the starting point, but then Batu falls for his own tricks, and again, I think some Sailor supportive utility. I want to shout
yes.
out the 15th time this game. Malsey stuns both players in that fight.
That's
He
sick.
went up top onto the rafters, and it
That's
just so
my
happens
replay
that's
goat
exactly
right
where
there.
the ult started. He was a pixel away from safety. I was wondering how he ended up going down.
A battle of the greats.
Did they force through even though they're taking fast fence? Oh my goodness, I'm so scared for them. What the hell is going on in heaven?
He took that space, dodged.
Yeah, I think he thought they were going to path super heavy over towards vents, or maybe not even just send it through the wall.
Has to be a little bit careful, and that's the thing. That pit is now gone.
Yeah, now let's go over towards site. And
I think eventually
it's going to be a hard retake with the op here. They got an op and judge for retake.
Yeah, the pit's no use anymore. It's time to focus on the site, but that is going to be remarkably tough if you've got a judge. Luckily, Batu's recovered a rifle now, and so a chance to take that fight on more even footing. The problem is, look at what Heretics have done. This deep pit as well.
Kind of gives, it's kind of the saving grace for Apex, to be honest, the Viper ult.
So much control for Apex, but there is no choice really but to fight for this. It's a tough call for a save at this stage of the game. The fight, well, that may see them crumble as the first domino falls.
Dude's wishing he kept the judge, to be honest.
Fishy onto Avova, up top, claim the kill. It's a risk, and one that comes back to bite them. A kill for Batu, but it quickly falls apart.
He got a little bit close. Honestly, if he had kept the judge there, I wonder. Okay, 4 chances. It's looking nice.
This map and bring us all the way to Icebox.
That's the thing. It was
Icebox will be fun. I'm interested to see what comps people are running these days. Never really excited for Icebox, but when it comes back for a little bit and we've got new comps, for sure fun.
They actually flashed through the screen to get to
the Viper smoke, yeah, the Viper smoke was really nice.
That was just a mistake, but it kind of also got rid of the pit. So
Global played Jet.
A little bit unlucky.
Yeah, that's very likely.
Nonetheless, we now sit 12 and 8. Weaponry not great. Ultimates dissipated all but one for either side, but I'm looking at a potential showstopper and Nightfall.
Avova, mate, you might have to kill everyone.
Well, Miniboo is wasting no time getting in there, dodges the stun, but not the flash, and it's Boo and Benji. Woo, even showing up for the kills.
Yeah, this attack half is just a little bit too good. Apex,
the ultimate used here by Fluorescent.
Yeah, they struggled on defense.
Governor's going to have to be hella clean with taking these kills. And indeed, he's caught before anything can be done. Fluorescent against the entirety of Heretics minus Miniboo. Caught by the ultimate, blocked out by the snake bite. Time is going to keep on ticking. As that spike gets ever closer to an explosion, Fluorescent is forced to swing into a triple stack. A high, high, low setup. And that's it, done.
A high, higher, and low. Okay, very nice from Heretics there.
On their opponent's map pick.
Couple pistol helps.
Attack side in the end from this Heretics